Hello everybody, today's video is about layer 2 flooding. This is a feature that you might need in some specific scenarios, as when you have SD access fabric, there is by default, there is no broadcast traffic, but there probably you might need it in some specific situations, right? So there is an option to enable this layer 2 flooding. Is not really difficult. The high level about how it works is the broadcast traffic, it will be encapsulated in multicast traffic, right? That's the how layer 2 flooding really works. There is still not broadcast. You won't see the broadcast across all your fabric, but instead it will encapsulate it in this multicast group, right? So we have this lab, it's even G. So what we're gonna do here is enable layer 2 flooding, right? And then we are gonna capture the traffic here. We're gonna see the traffic that this PC is sending. We're gonna try to ping a device that is not currently connected. And what we're gonna check is if we can see that specific broadcast traffic in this Fabric H1, right? Because that's the point. Once you enable layer 2 flooding, all the Fabric H's will receive that specific multicast traffic, right? Even if the PC is not really connected, anyway, the Fabric H1 in this case will receive that traffic. And that's what we're going to capture also here. And these two uplinks, we're going to capture the traffic and see if we can identify that multicast group that is used when you enable layer 2 flooding, right? Okay, so let's start. Okay, so first I'm gonna log into my Catalyst Center. I'm gonna go to my Fabric site. In this case, Office 1. I'm gonna select the segment where I need a layer 2 flooding, right? So I'm gonna edit the Anycast gateway, and I'm just check the layer 2 flooding box, right? And here you will see that layer 2 flooding relies on any source multicast, right? So you need to have multicast enabled as part of your underlay. So let me click this. Let's press next. Next, close. Let's check the preview here so we can check what Catalyst Center will push to the devices. Okay, let's wait for this to be completed. In this case, I have the border control plane 1, border control plane 2, and 2 fabric H's. So let's wait for this. Okay, so Catalyst Center won't really push a lot of configuration to the border or control plane nodes, but let's check the Fabric Edge devices. The Fabric Edge devices, you will see that the configuration changed, and in this version there is an ACL. And also something important is that you will see the broadcast underlay multicast IP address that the Fabric Edge will be used for this communication, right? As I mentioned, what will happen here is that the broadcast traffic will be encapsulated in this broadcast underlay multicast IP address, right? And that's something that we would like to see. Hopefully we can capture some traffic so we can see what is going on. And basically it's the same configuration. So let's deploy this. Also, something that you need to keep in mind is remember that this is broadcast, right? So you need to be careful about the segment that you will use. If you use, I don't know, slash 21, something like that, you will see that there is a lot of multicast traffic as part of your SDA deployment, right? So you need to be careful about that because there is no specific destination. It will send the multicast to basically all the fabric edges. So let's go to activities. Okay, this is still going on. Let me open your CRT here. Okay. See if we can find the new configuration here. Then it should be part of the layer 2 BNI. You can see here the broadcast underlay multicast IP. And there is more configuration, but I think this is an important one, right? So once you see this, that you know that the unknown traffic and the broadcast traffic will be encapsulated in this multicast group. So let's wait for this to complete. Okay, done. So we're gonna start with the testing. As I mentioned before, we are gonna capture the traffic from this PC, right? I would like to see that specific broadcast traffic on this 1010 interface. So Fabric H2 to Fabric H1. Later, what we are gonna do is, okay, I'm gonna test first this, and later what we can do is remove the layer 2 flooding and capture the traffic again. And let's see what are the differences between layer flooding and regular SDA without layer 2 flooding. Okay, so let's start with that. Just let me show you what I have here. So monitor capture. I have the capture one here, and here I should have the monitor capture. The direction out, and the port is 1010. Let me see. Okay, I think this is the PC. I have 66.11. That's the IP that I have. And this is a Linux machine, 66.10. So let's start the capture. Monitor capture one, start. And monitor capture one, start. And let's see if we can identify this traffic. I don't know if we can do it with these virtual devices. So I'm gonna ping N196.626. That I think it's 10. Okay, it's responding. Let me send another one. Okay, so let's stop the capture. Let's look here, monitor capture one, stop. And let's check if we can identify that broadcast traffic. So let's start with the Fabric H2. So show monitor capture one, buffer, display filter, ARP, eval. See if we can identify some ARP request. Let me just use the ARP. Okay, so we have 4. Okay, we have this that is 10, right? It's looking for 66.10. Let's check that specific traffic. Display filter, I think it's frame dot number, and then you specify the number here, which is 4, and then the details, right? So here you can see that we have the sender, that 11, which is this PC, looking for, oh, okay, so here is the Anycast gateway. So, oh no, we need to check the packet 5. Okay, so you can see here, destination, that's broadcast, right? Sender and the target. So just let me go to the Fabric H1. Hopefully we can see something here. Show monitor, capture one, display buffer, display filter. Let's use ARP. Let's see if we can identify some ARPs here. Okay, I can see it here, right? You can see that I have looking for 10 from 11. What I'm looking for is the multicast group, right? So buffer display filter. I'm not quite sure if I will be able to see the multicast in this packet, but as you can see here, I'm receiving this specific broadcast traffic. So if I use the show IPM route, I should be able to see the star command for that specific multicast group. And okay, so let's check the packets here. Let's check 12. So display filter, and then let's use frame dot number equal to which one? We said 12 with the details here. Okay, so we can see that we are receiving the broadcast traffic, right? Let's see if we can see something else. Display filter, just this one, 10. Okay, no, I don't think we can see the multicast traffic here, but let's do something. Let me just get a screenshot. So let me capture the uplinks, right? The traffic coming from the uplink, so we might be able to see that specific multicast group. I don't know. Let's see. Monitor capture. So I have these. So IS neighbor one. Okay. So let's remove this monitor capture. So capture one. Interfaces. Use we said 102 incoming match any what else? Woofer. So, and let's use the same for 103. So monitor capture. Okay. Let's see if we can capture the multicast communication. So monitor capture one start. Let me ping. We can ping a different IP. We should be able to see the multicast traffic on that specific Fabric H1, right? Even if we don't have that endpoint connected, because basically it's going to send that multicast traffic to all the Fabric edges, right? Let's stop this. Monitor capture one. Let's see. For display filter. Let's use ARP. Okay, okay. That's good because as you can see here, even if we don't have this device connected, .14, we receive the broadcast. So let's check that specific packet or one of these packets, display frame dot number equal to detail. I would like to see this traffic. This is what I would like to see, right? This is how you know that this broadcast traffic was encapsulated in a multicast IP because this is the multicast IP that we'll use to communicate, sorry, to encapsulate the broadcast traffic of the unknown traffic. Let me show you specific IP will match with the configuration that you have in your layer 2 BNI section. Let's This is the VLAN ID, and this is the broadcast underlay multicast IP address. So with this, we can confirm that, in fact, layer 2 flooding is working, right? Probably in the next video, we can double check how is the traffic flow without this layer 2 flooding. So this is what I have, and thanks for watching.